So I have to put it back to what it was at before. And then, so when I go to edit, I'll have an easier time transitioning. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Welcome to ceramics class. So yesterday I left the tray covered just with this bag. I just gently put it over so that it would dry slowly. I didn't want it to dry too fast because I wanted to add to it today. So here is our tray. I'm going to take out, well, check it first. So I already took out my little supports for the sides over here, but need to check to see if it's stiff enough for you to be able to take out your boards. So it's stiff enough, I'm going to take them out. Then I want to flip it over, but if I flip it over and I just grab it right now, like you can see, it'll still bend a little bit. I don't want to bend it, but it'll still bend. So what I'm gonna do is take some sponges and these sponges are here to support. Put a board on top. Then this other board, I'm gonna take it and put it underneath. Oh, that's scary because it twisted on me. Then now I can pick this whole thing up, support it, put my hand on top, support it, flip it over, and then I can work on this one. Now, I'm gonna work on it like this so that I can have a board to grab easily. Okay, so the sponges keep it from getting messed up. Now, it's a little hard to see, but you can see here how it's a little rough. So I'm gonna go around the edges, smooth it out. Sometimes I go with my fingernail, or go with a knife, or go with something that has a round edge to it. And smooth it out. Okay, this line here, if I don't like it, I can spend time and go and smooth it out some more. Take off anything you don't want to stay. Okay. That looks pretty good. No sharp edges. That's the main point, that you don't have your sharp edges. Okay. I'm going to, put my name on it. That's always a good thing, right? Woo. The middle's soft. Try the side. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it just dipped in on me. So the sponge in the middle is not supporting as much as the sponges on the outside. So I'm gonna put my name here. Now, if I was making a lot of these, I would get I've cut out a sponge so that it could support, or I'd cut out some kind of shape that it could support. I'm not making a lot of them, I'm just making one, so that's why I'm just using whatever I have. When you start making quantity of stuff, that's when you want to start thinking about, well, how can I make this easier so that I can get this done quicker. All right, so I sprayed it just so that it'll stay a little bit more moist. So I sprayed it so it'd stay a little bit more moist. I'm going to cover it again while I make my, well, maybe I don't have to cover it, but I'm gonna move it over to another table while I make the feet. Whenever you have your pieces of small clay, try to use them so that they dry out the fastest. So like this was for another video. I'm gonna try to use these. Oh, this one's hard. So if you can use your stuff, recycle it, do that. You save money, and then sometimes you run out of clay, and even if you had the money to pay for it, the store's closed because it's late at night, or you have to go to school to pick it up, or So I'm gonna put these like all together like this and then run it through the slab roller. So some of you might say I cheated. So I roll it out, nice and smooth. This area right here, like here's good, but then I'd only get one sliver out of it. So I'm going to cut off here what I'm not using, and I'm going to push it in and add it to the areas that I need it, so I can get more out of just that thinner piece of clay. Now the slab roller makes it easy to do this. I'm doing this by hand now. Makes it a little bit harder because I'm not as heavy as a slab roller. I can't put that much pressure. And those of you that, weigh less than I do, it might be even harder to get that clay to smooth out to each other. Okay, so once you're happy, forgot over here. Once you're happy with it, I'm gonna smooth this side and then flip it over and smooth the other side. And sometimes smoothing it will make the clay bind a little bit better to the other pieces that are maybe a little bit of a different consistency. So you can see where it was joined, those spots. You can see the different pieces of clay. I don't want it to crack, so I'm going to smooth it out. I'm pushing quite a bit of pressure. Did you guys bring in your, Liz, you haven't been able to bring in your projects, huh? Oh.
No, I haven't, sorry.
Okay, so I sprayed it, but it made it too slippery to roll. So I'm just going over it with my kidney to make it nice. Okay. So I need to measure my other piece to see how long I'm going to. So the feet need to be at least this long. So I'm gonna go a little bit longer. just in case I need extra. And so that would be one. I'm just going to go to thickness of this board. Make sure your blade is straight up and down, not to one side or the other. Okay, and then when you're holding it, make sure you put a lot of pressure, because if this is hard clay, it's going to be harder to cut. And I'm pushing against the board so that I can get a nice straight line. And if you don't hold it, that board will move. And then you're not going to have a straight line. I'm just going to make 4. Or maybe I'll make a 5th just in case. Oh, no, I can get away with 4. All right, so then this part of clay here, I'm just going to put this stuff with it. You can roll that if you want. I'm going to take my strips, set them down here. Oh. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it cracked right here. You see this cracked? So good thing I cut extra just in case. Oh, and this one cracked again. This one I didn't cut all the way through. Man, I'm having troubles with that. So at least I got 2 that are hopefully good enough. I'll cut a 5th one just in case. Well, these boards could be warped too. I think this one is. So make sure you cut the same way. Or else, if the board's bent this way and then you cut the other way, it's going to be thinner in the middle. And it's not going to be as nice a cut. Okay, so if I wanted this to all be one clay, just roll it into itself. Okay, that's how I would do it. I'm gonna put it into the back into the bag so that we can use it later. Okay. I'm gonna bring the tray back. Now here, I'm going to want to put my feet on here. About there. Like that. How's that look? Oops. Excuse me. All right, is that in focus? It's right here. Can you guys see right here clearly?
Yep, you're okay.
Okay. Sorry, I noticed it was like moving in and out, so I wanted to check to make sure you guys can see clearly. All right, we use a stamp on the other side. This is one of the stamps that I made earlier. Thought you guys might want to see it, how it comes out. So, here's hello. That, and then this other side is hi. Oh, got a little stuck. So it came out kind of cool. Oh, it's blurry if I got here. I think I gotta do. Oh, there you go. Pretty cool, huh? Kelvin's like, yeah, it's alright. Alright, so I have my shape here. It's cracked a little bit here, so I'm gonna just slide it down to about here. And this is where it will cut that. I don't need that right now. Alright. Should I make it so it's like at a slight angle? Or you think it's too high? Is that too high? Maybe. It's kind of a lot of lift. That might be better like that. Let's just do the lift. Why not? We're already here. Okay. So I'm going to set these down. Set it down here. Get my other one. Set it down here as well. Make sure that they're the same length. Then I'm going to get my stick and it's bowed. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pretty bowed. Just gonna mark where it's gonna go. Mark the other side. So those marks are indicating how I want it to go so that I can put the feet on. So I can score and slip it. Alright. I think I want to cut an angle to these so they have a more interesting shape to them. So I put them on top of each other so I can just do one cut. There we go. And if we want it to be the same, I just took that little bit extra piece, put it over here. Stop that. And put it. It's not perfect, the same, but it's close. Right. So I could have it stand, go in and back out, or I can do it this way where it comes in. I think I like that better. And it's gonna end about there. Mark. 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 Set that down. Score. Your slip might start to dry as time goes on. You can just re-wet. If it dries out all the way and super hard, and you might have to make some more or re-wet it and then kind of really stir it up. I'm looking down the edge to see If it's straight, it's pretty straight. Bringing my slip brush just to get some slip in that crack.
Mr. B,
Yep.
my lid broke again after I finished it. Can I make a new one right now?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
So, you know that box that you've been following the video for mine?
What?
You know the box I made for the video?
Yeah.
Came out nice. Fired nicely. When I picked it up, it looked nice. When I carried it over to the shelf to put it down on the shelf, I lifted it up to put it on the shelf and the lid fell off and broke. The struggles for that is it's been fired, so it shrinks. If I just go and make another lid, which is already kind of a complicated lid, but if I go and I make another lid, it might not fit. So I gotta think about what I'm gonna do.
You can always use it as a box without a lid.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of has an interesting shape,
Yeah.
so it could work. So I understand your struggles. That's what I'm trying to say. I was just disappointed because I wanted to do like maybe a glazing video on that one, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think I will now. Which, by the way, on the page I put how to glaze a mug. Keldon,
What?
I put how to glaze a mug on. So go back to my live videos, and then you'll see there's a short video on how to glaze a mug.
Oh. But I don't have to. I don't have to do that though, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to come in and glaze.
Oh really?
Yeah. So the glaze is the coloring process.
Okay.
All right, so an issue that I might get here is the inside might warp on me, but since I don't have a whole lot of support going across, if I do put a piece going across, I have to be super careful. That I don't push down too much. Destiny,
Yes.
you see what I'm doing here?
Yes.
Now I cut too much. Okay, so this is just going to be support right here so that this doesn't bow on me. Keldon, you were asking about structure last time.
Yeah.
So this is a way that I would put a rib in the middle of something long to stiffen it up a little bit.
Okay.
If you can do it, you know, like if you can afford to. You can do thicker clay too. So that little piece right there should be enough support to support it all. And then I'm going to be generous with my slip in those areas. I didn't make it as tall as the rest of the... You saw how I cut it in half, that piece of clay? The reason why I cut it in half was so that it's lower, so that when this sets on a flat surface, that's not going to be in the middle, and then it makes it wobble. What do you guys think? You think I should put ends on here, or I should leave it like that?
It looks weird. Put things at the end.
Like, I mean, like something here.
Yeah, something like that. Because otherwise it just looks like an H.
Well, when it's sitting down, I mean, you might not
Just
see all that. What do you think, Keldon?
I think something on the end would look nice.
Liz, you agree?
Yeah, I think something should go at the end.
Fine. Since Liz said it, I'll do it. Just kidding. I value all of your guys' opinions. I mean, not that I don't value Liz. Angled or straight, up and down?
I don't know.
Destiny? Liz?
Angled how?
Uh,
I think straight.
yeah, me too.
So like that? Or I don't know how to go. It's gonna be like that, but I cut that. Or like that.
I think straight.
With these little ears sticking out?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like that. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna do both. What do we say? Oh, straight. So that's it. Okay. You see here how I'm making it so that it's not actually gonna touch, it's just gonna be support. Did you guys see that side cut? I'm gonna make it bigger, I think, for that side. There we go. I guess I could cut those tabs off if I don't like them. use a paintbrush to smooth out the areas that my fingers might have a hard time getting into. And sometimes the brush can't smooth out the harder areas, only the soft areas, so you have to use your fingers or something. I don't know if I like those tabs. All right. Once I have all of the the edges done, and I'm happy with it, and this I'm done, I'm happy with it, and the support on the inside I'm done, I'm happy with it. If I just flip it over right now and put all the weight on here, it's gonna be kind of hard on the clay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put clay in the middle and use that to help support. And you just do that by stacking clay. You don't, for these supports, you don't want to, what do you call it? It's close. For these supports, you don't want to score and slip them, because if you do, they will be permanently stuck there. We don't want them to permanently be stuck there. We just want them to help support. Maybe we'll do it like this. And I'll set those for the drying period. So even in the firing, you can put those through the firing, and then when you're done, you just take those pieces off. Here we go. A little scary. Oh, you know what? I can't do it with that, because then all the support is going to be on those right away. I need something wider, bigger. So I need a bigger board. just so happen to have this board. I was gonna cut into this board to make a tray. I have to bend this way. Set the board down. Get my bottom board. Support both sides. Flip it. Can take these boards off. Yeah, I don't think I like the way that angle is. This angle right here, I'm gonna cut it. So the way that I'm gonna do that, get my board back, flip it again. Oh, that's kind of heavy. I guess I could just set these like that. Oh, but they'd have to be at a slight angle. It's fine. Okay, I can use this. I could also use the knife. If you have a sharp X-Acto knife, just go to cut in. If you have a wire tool like this, and cut in like that. The X-Acto knife would probably be easier. Just taking off that little bit of a tab that was on the edge, his little ears. There we go. Get a different view. So here, you just come in and cut it. Okay. I think I like that better for that look. Trying to see if I had a thinner board someplace. It's not as heavy as this big board. So it's hard to see, but in middle right here comes up a little bit. So I'm just going to push it back down. I'm looking down the edge to see the edges to see if anything is off or if that's how it's supposed to be. If that's how I want it and if I'm happy with it, then I can cover it with a bag and let it dry slowly. Get it ready to put in the firing. One thing I do have to check to make sure is that it'll fit on the kiln shelf. And it looks like it's gonna be a tight fit. Uh-oh. So I think another way, if I have two long dowels, I can pick it up by those and set it on another surface. I might be able to do it with my sticks. Put these okay. Can't use these supports anymore because they're pretty much not gonna work. So by having the finished product on this shelf, I can let it dry here and And then when I go to fire it, I just take the whole shelf and put it over. I don't have to worry about getting it, cracking it while I lift it or move it. Okay, lightly spray it. Take in a bag, gently cover it. If the bag is too thick, you need a thinner plastic. So back when plastic bags used to still be allowed, that store bags made a good bag to cover your projects with because it was thin enough that it would dry nice and evenly. But now the bags you get from the store are thicker because you gotta pay for them. That can be a little annoying, paying for them. Anyways, I had a box full of bags. I'm just cutting the bag so I can open it and put it on top. To help it dry a little bit more even. So let's take this bag, place it over. Tuck in my edges. Just by a little tuck, the clay will dry a little bit more even. Instead of just dropping it over. You drop it over, it dries kind of quickly because air can get underneath. By tucking the edges, it'll dry a little bit more evenly. If you just lay it on top, sometimes the air gets underneath and the bottom dries faster than the top or the middle. All right, and that's how I would make a tray and the base for the tray. I use the stamps that we made on here. I used the foot that we added, and then we just slumped the clay over stuff that we had around here so that we didn't have to make anything special. You can make a tray with things that you have laying around the house, at home, with objects, and you can make a tray just like this one, or better, or however you decide to design it, you can do it too. You can make a tray with objects that you can find around the house, to be the molds or to be the shapes that you want to slump it over, or however you want to do it, and your trays can be made from home, homemade trays.